Conducted in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Notice of this meeting has been provided by advertisement in the Cape May Star and Wave and on the Township website, and has been posted on the bulletin board of Township Hall.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Conrad.
Here.
Councilmember Neville.
Here.
Councilmember Douglas.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Clark.
Please excuse absence.
Mayor Beck.
Here. Okay, should be a quick meeting. Hint, hint. And move down to the consent agenda for council comments on the consent agenda. Everybody okay with it? All right, we open up the public comment on the consent agenda. Yes, sir.
On the consent agenda and coming down to actually resolution 2013-208, and the resolution I've read.
Oh, that's a regular agenda. That's not on the consent agenda.
Oh, it's not?
No.
I'm jumping too quick. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Okay, I see it right now. Thank
Okay.
you. On
Thank
that,
you.
the rest is fine. Thank
All right. Any other comments? Close the public portion on that. Do I have, go ahead.
Approval of minutes from July 1, 2013. Resolution number 2013-201 through 2013-206.
Make a motion to approve as read.
Second. Councilmember Conrad.
Yes.
Councilmember Neville.
Yes.
Councilmember Douglas.
Yes.
Mayor Beck.
Yes.
Regular agenda.
Yes, resolution.
Resolution number 2013-207, authorizing the payment of vouchers for Douglas Landscaping in the amount of $5,192.50.
Any council comments? Any?
I think they're doing a great job with that landscaping.
Yeah, they are.
It ends up being a bargain.
Yeah.
Benefits, they're doing well.
Okay. Any public comments on that one? Yes, sir.
All right, I'm glad I got the right time slot now. I read the resolution, and I'm totally in agreement with it.
You're on the wrong one again.
Wait a minute.
We're on 207.
Douglas Landscaping.
Douglas Landscaping.
Just say they're doing a great job with the
Let's
lawn.
just stand here and wait till you get to it.
He missed the last meeting. He's hungry for camera. All right, public comments? No? All right, we'll close the public portion. We'll have a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. Councilmember Conrad.
Yes.
Councilmember Neville.
Yes.
Councilmember Douglas.
Abstain.
Mayor Beck.
Yes.
Resolution number 2013-208, a resolution regarding the school funding issue.
Okay, we talked at length about this at the last meeting. I will read the resolution for those who have not a copy, and it's to the point. Whereas in 1956, the city of Cape May, the borough of West Cape May, the borough of Cape May Point, the township of Lower formed the Lower Cape May Regional School District, which for more than 35 years has been funded in compliance with state law by a tax levy based on the equalized assessed valuation, EAV, of each municipality. And whereas the Office of Legislative Services states that using the EAV method for cost apportionment is to spread the cost of funding in proportion to the municipality's ability to pay, with ability to pay being determined by the value of the municipality's property. And whereas using the EAV method is the same as financing the cost of a single municipality school district. And whereas the city of Cape May has taken steps that could lead to the dissolution of, their withdrawal from, or otherwise change the funding formula for the Lower Cape May Regional School District, and whereas any change in the current funding scheme for the LCMR school district would have a profound negative impact upon the entire education system in the Lower Cape area. Students, teachers, curriculum, special ed, classes, class size would all be severely affected. Lower Township would simply not be able to replace this loss of revenue, and the quality education now provided to the region's children would be in jeopardy. This impact would also endanger the long-range goal of providing our area with a qualified workforce, thus creating a rippling effect that would damage all the communities in the area, including Lower Township and Cape May City. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the governing body of the Township of Lower recognizes the potential damage this initiative will cause to the education of our region's children, and does hereby declare its intention to vigorously oppose and resist all attempts to change the composition of or to dissolve the Lower Cape May Regional School District. Be it further resolved that the governing body of the Township of Lower does hereby intend to make this opposition known to all who will ultimately review the request suggested by the governing body of the City of Cape May. Do I have any council comments on this?
I think our intentions are clear.
Very well written.
Very well. Any comments?
Other than, I think they've made their intentions known. We've indicated our intent to oppose any attempt to change the formula in any way, shape, and form. And of course, any attempt to do so would have to go before the voters of every municipality. That being said, there's a process in place at this point in time that the city has put in motion. There are statutory requirements for us to oppose it. Statutory requirements for the commissioner to follow. And that being the case, I think that at this point, we really shouldn't comment too much more about it, other than that we do intend to oppose it, and we're just going to follow that procedure.
Thank you. I will open it up to public comments on this resolution. Mr. Butler, you're here. Reach up and grab that microphone.
All right, yeah, now it's legal, I can say to them? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. And I really agree with this resolution. I think it's the proper thing to do and the right procedure to go forward with, because everybody in the state of New Jersey pays on the same formula. Just like I have my tax bill here and increased, and actually I realized that when I bought my property here, that I'm paying for school tax, I'm paying for that and not using it. And it's really the responsibility of the people to raise their children and to give them a good education. I think one of the things that's been missed so far is that with Cape May too, is that if the children would be brought and put in Middle Township or another school, as far as the traveling, the time involved, the transportation, and the safety factor with them. Right now, they're close to home, close to Cape May. They have a quality school to go to, and I pay for them too, just like everybody else in this township pays for everybody that's in those schools. So that's all I have to say. I thank you for that, and I really think that's a good resolution.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else?
Janet Pitts, the Bills. I apologize for the glasses. Mine are in a beach bag somewhere, but these are Ed's, so we'll make do. Anyhow, this is a very good resolution. I totally support everything in it. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Mayor and Council in being not attacking Cape May or its citizens. What I'm talking about in particular is the fact that Council Member Wichterman said he really doesn't give a damn about the people of Lower. You have never made it personal. Nobody on here. I think you've gone out of your way to keep it with the school funding, not make it a personal issue between the people of Lower Township Council and the people of Cape May. You've kept it above board. I really thank you for that. I wonder, though, about Councilman Wichterman, in what alternate universe you would attempt to start negotiation by attacking the people you want to negotiate with. It's never worked for me. I think poking somebody in the eye and then whining that they won't talk to you or attend your council meetings doesn't really work very well. To reach out the olive branch and say, you know, let's talk nicely. I'm not calling you names. I'm not, saying I don't care about you would be much more conducive to negotiation than I don't give a damn about you. That gets people's dander up right away, and there would be no talk. This whole concept disturbs me immensely. I mean, negotiation is give and take. What I'm hearing is we give, they take. Where does that work? You know, if we're to give and they will benefit by changing the formula and they will have cheaper taxes, well, what are we getting? I personally would like to get their beach tax. I love that budget. Talk about creative cost accounting. We could do wonders with that. But if we can't get that, what about parking meters? I take that, or the $2.1 million in federal impact aid for the Coast Guard station. That's pretty sweet too. My point is, and let me just say this, Councilman Wichterman says nobody in Lower Townships talked to him. I talked to him. I talked to him after I attended the Lower Cape May Regional School Board meeting when the initial resolution from Cape May was coming up. I wasn't quite sure when it was going to come up, but I knew it was coming up. And I wanted to make my feelings known as a taxpayer and resident of Lower Township that I was opposed to this. And those school board representatives, my representatives, I wanted them to know I did not want them to vote for it. So I went there purposefully to bring it up as an issue, and I did. There was nothing said at the meeting. It didn't become contentious, but outside the meeting, I had the opportunity to talk to Councilman Wichterman on a one-on-one basis, where he pointed out to me this ever-escalating and growing number of god-awful amount that the cost per pupil Lower Township was raking his people in Cape May for. To which I put to him no answer to that, just said, yes, but collectively, your municipal and your school taxes, put it together, and you're cheaper than Lower Township. Because we don't have the beach fees. We don't have the federal impact aid, $2.1 million. We don't have the parking meters. We don't have the parking meter tickets. None of that. We don't have that alternate source of revenue, which is like 50% of their municipal revenue. We, by and large, our budget, we pay by our local purpose tax. And so when you put them together, quite frankly, don't get me wrong, I have very good friends in Cape May and I love them dearly, but they're not hurting. Now it's a matter of, in my mind, greed. You want more. You're not hurting. Because when you put those taxes together, they are not hurting. They are very much in the same boat that we are with those two taxes together. Having said that, like I said, I still don't understand what it is they're trying to get as far as negotiation. I really am concerned with the impact, as it states here in the resolution, of the students' curriculum. We have a wonderful curriculum, a wonderful Lower Cape May Regional High School. I'm familiar with other regional high schools, and this one is excellent. We're reaching out to the community, make a concerted effort to kind of bond our schools and our community together. This issue is ripping it apart. This will devastate the curriculum. This will increase the class size. It could potentially impact many other areas of our children's education, and it's not fair. I had my education paid for people that were no longer having children. That's the way it is. And you know what? I have friends in Cape May don't have any children. They pay school taxes. Is the money different? Yeah. But I'll tell you what, there is no more inequity in Cape May than there is right here in Lower Township. You know why? I pay less school taxes than this guy, Ed Butler, here does. Why? Because his house is worth more than mine. And that is what the state says. It goes by your wealth, which is based on your property value. So there's inequity everywhere. So I don't think it's an issue just between the two towns. This is an issue throughout New Jersey. This is second homeowners that don't feel that they're obligated to pay for New Jersey's children's education because their homes in West Palm Beach. The second homes here, I have attended a council meeting in a local municipality where a resident literally stood up, was not apologetic whatsoever, and made a public service announcement that she pays $15,000 in taxes in Cranberry, New Jersey, and she doesn't want to pay a penny to educate the children here. I think that's very shallow, and again, I don't agree with it. This is in our Constitution that we provide a thorough and efficient education for all the students in New Jersey. And I really think any issue like this is going to impact our ability to provide that education. And again, I want to thank everybody here for keeping it on a non-attack mode. This is not a personal, we hate them, they hate us. And the only other thing I want to say too is this has a potential to impact our whole concept of working collectively. Regional, some symbiotic relationship where one helps the other. Well, you know, if you cut off my hand, I will survive. But the body isn't the same anymore. You can't do what you could do when you had two hands. So this is like cutting off our arm. And what is the impact in Cape May County to that? What is the impact to the entire body when you cut off the arm? So anyhow, I know I'm lengthy. Thanks for not getting the hook out, Mayor.
It's coming.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time.
All right. Thank you. Yes, this gentleman here, Jim.
John Scroncy, 607 Arctic Avenue. I've been going to the school board meetings, and I've heard them talk about this before. Cape May claiming that it's so expensive. I have one question. What do the Coast Guard children, do they pay for them, or does that come through what the Coast Guard gives the city? Does anybody know, or how that works?
Well, you know, the impression I have is they get impact aid from the Coast Guard, from the government, for the school course. So, you know, exactly what, I don't have all the numbers here, John. I'm reluctant to make a comment on that because I don't have all my papers here.
Yeah.
But I know there's money that's there.
Yeah, it's interesting because I'm sure they must use some of that Coast Guard money to pay our school here.
You know,
think.
I'm reluctant to go further on this. It's not, we have to be careful because at this point, and this is what our solicitor's saying, we now have their proposal up at the county. So at some point soon, we're going to have to reply to these, and I'm not prepared to reveal what our response will be.
If I can add to that, it's not just the procedure, the statutory procedure that we have to follow now if this thing's in motion. There's a tremendous likelihood that this is going to end in litigation.
Yeah.
And that's the primary reason why we really should limit our comments.
So we're being real careful what we say here. And yes, that is a piece of the puzzle, and if that makes sense to you. I am aware of what that issue is.
Okay, I agree with the resolution.
Thank you.
I wasn't born and raised here, but I did take a nice tour of the regional high school, and it is fabulous.
Yes, it is.
You couldn't find nothing wrong there
Right.
if you tried your darndest. They have a great workshop, wood shop, they have a marine lab. I mean, it's just amazing, and I can't believe that these people, it's the problem is the residents don't know what's going on. It's a shame they can't take a tour of the school and see what they're paying for it.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't think it's very
Yes, sir.
The residents, it's not the residents we're having the issue with.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's not the residents.
It's not the residents that, you know, and I think that the same with the previous speaker. What we're talking about is the council.
Okay, that's what I meant.
That's what, yeah, okay. And I mean, we've gone out of our way to make sure. I think everybody understands that our issues are with Cape May City Council. Absolutely not with the residents of Cape May, who everybody here on council has friends, relatives. We have a great relationship with the people in Cape May. That's not in jeopardy in any way, shape, or form. What we're talking about is a problem with the council and their initiative. Go ahead, sir. Identify yourself, please.
Fred Long, Cold Spring.
Yes, sir.
I want to thank you for the resolution, Mayor and Council. I think it's a good resolution. I hope you pass it unanimously. I too want to second the previous speaker's comments about Lower Cape May Regional High School. I've taught there as a part-time substitute. I know the school from the inside. I have 5 grandchildren that have graduated from Lower Cape May Regional High School. All 5 of them have gone to college, and 3 of them are now working in the city of Cape May. I think this is a fine school, and I would hope that the mayor and council continues to oppose this effort on the part of Cape May to weaken the financial funding for that school, just as long as that remains on the table. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, I have one more point I want.
Janet Pitts again.
Janet Pittsfield. Just so everybody knows, I know you know, but just so everybody knows who may be watching and listening that's at home, there's 70 regional school districts in the state of New Jersey. We are not unique in entering into this conflict. This is happening in multiple regional school districts. When there is a property wealthy town involved in the regional school district, there's multiple property wealthy towns. A lot of them are represented by the same council that Cape May has, all the way from North Jersey to us in the tip of South Jersey, and have been for years, multiple times. But we are not unique in a property wealthy town filing one of these processes to get out of this regional, or not really to get out of it, but to change the apportionment. Mostly because of a disparity in the wealth, occasionally because one town is basically built out, it's older, they don't have many students, and now they want to get out with the growing municipality that is increasing the number of students. I just wanted to clarify that. We're not in this alone throughout the state. There's multiple regional school districts. Thank you.
I think one of the arguments that I would certainly make is, of all the regional school districts, we may be the most regional of all. Part of the reason because of geography. Yes, sir.
George Doherty, Breakwater Road. Now this school funding thing is mandated by the state. We didn't make up this formula.
Right.
What do they expect us to do? What do they, that's what I'm trying to figure out. They think we're going to give them whatever rate they want to pay to send a student there. I think they're charged like $78,000 to send from 1st to 12th grade. Which
They're not charged per student at all.
No, but it comes out to that's what they're saying we're charging them.
And we talked about that.
And we're not really charging them that much, but that's
No,
what they're
it's not.
coming up. That's the numbers they're throwing at us.
Well, we've been hit with a variety of numbers over the past couple of years, but we've been down that road. We've discussed that, and that's something that we take note of.
But there's nothing we can do about that.
No, there's nothing we can do
anyway.
about it.
It's a state mandated. What do I'm trying to figure out, what are they trying to get us to do?
I think they got to go through a process in order to put it into the courts.
They're going to have to go to the state to really.
Yeah, they have to go through a process, and then at the end of the road, which is a long, expensive, legally expensive road, they want to get it into the court system with the hope, which is a long shot, that somebody might provide them with a change. But that's, again, this is something.
They've had this lawyer working on this for 10 years, haven't they?
Well, no,
It seems
I
like
think
he's the
they've
only
had
one
different
getting-
stages with it. He's been there, he left, he came back, and things like that.
Yeah, because and the other thing is, if it comes down to it, can we survive without the Cape May? Can they go to let them go to another school district? Let them go to Wildwood High.
Excuse me. We had, George, I know you weren't at the last meeting, but we had a long discussion about this whole issue. And again, we've said what we wanted to say at the last meeting, and I really don't want to resurrect it again and go back through where we were. No, they won't survive. That's part of what I said last time. There's 3 dominoes. You hit the school, you hit this town. You hit this town, you hit Cape May.
So we do need.
We are regional. You damage the school, you damage this town. You damage this town, you damage the region. It's not complicated. That is what we said. You damage that school, you damage the future of the children in this region. And by damaging their future, you damage the hopes of this town and the wealth of Cape May City.
Well, that's what I mean, if they really want to go through with it, can we survive without them?
No, not, there's
It's a lot of money.
$8 million is like the resolution.
That's what we're getting from them about.
Yeah, if they dissolve it and we lose West Cape May, we lose Cape May, you're looking at $8 million.
It's going to be a big hurt.
It would be beyond a big hurt. It would be cataclysmic.
Okay, that's what I wanted to find out.
Thank you.
Instead of fighting it all this time.
Thank you.
We can get away with it, but it sounds like we're going to have to fight. All right.
Or where we need to be.
Okay, thanks.
Is there any other comments? Yes, sir. This gentleman here.
Wayne Weissman, Beechwood Villas. Hearing everybody, and I agree with everybody that talked here, I want to put my 2 cents in. It really disturbed me in that paper last week in the Herald about what that councilman said. I don't give a damn about the people of Lower Township. That made me angry because he shouldn't look at it that way. For an elected official to say something like that, I think he owes us an apology, everybody here. We can go on and on about this.
Right.
And I had people call me, that friends of mine that live in Cape May, they're not happy about it either.
No, it's unfortunate, but I'm sure there's words that he probably wishes he could take back. That's the issue.
A lot of good people
I'm
in
not,
this town.
I don't want to play that.
I know, and you're doing the right thing by doing that.
We've taken the opposite thing, which is these are our
You also
friends.
said you don't want to spend money for a lawyer, but they already got one.
I got it.
So,
Thank you.
I just wanted to say something.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Rizzo?
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Robert Rizzo, Nichols Run. Thank you very much for this resolution. I appreciate it. The members of this township appreciate it. You know that I'm a former school teacher. We need this educational system that we have now. The man was completely out of line. He should never have done this. Where does he think the children came from Lower Township? Many of them had to move out of Cape May because they couldn't afford to live there. For this fellow to say that, and I'm sure it's not the people in Cape May City.
No, that I agree with you.
They're very understanding. You know, we have an awful lot of seniors in this township, and we're supporting the schools, and we're happy to do so.
Yes.
So what you did is the right thing. I'm happy that you did it. If it comes to litigation, so we'll have to bear the cost. But the cost otherwise is going to be too much for this township to bear. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Is there anybody else? Close the public portion. Do I have a motion and a second?
I'll make the motion. Pass this
I'll
amendment.
second.
Councilmember Conrad?
Yes.
Councilmember Neville?
Yes.
Councilmember Douglas?
Yes.
Mayor Beck?
Yes. Moving on down now to the administrative reports. Thank you. Thank you very much. Administrative reports, council comments, Councilman Conrad.
I want to thank everybody that took part in the Independence Day Festival. It was wonderful. I know most of you were out there, but a lot of people, there's Judy sitting in the back, she deserves a big hand because I saw her taking trash during the festival, trying to keep the streets as clean as possible. And a lot of people don't see the public works, police and everything that are doing their job to help maintain this township open. I know the manager put out a heat advisory. Please check on your neighbors. It is going to get very hot. Hydrate. This is going to be very bad for the next week or so.
Okay, I got a couple comments too. Fireworks are great, and the day after that, you almost didn't know that there was a big event like that. Town Public Works had that cleaned up. 2 days later was Whale of the Day in Town Bank, and two things happened that were really one thing, you know, it's sad that happened, but a biker was hit by a car. And I want to make sure Chief Mastriani knows that Patrolman Perry and Coombs handled a situation that was pretty tight, because it happened at Cliffside and the beach. And Clubhouse was already shut off. So everybody that was trying to get to the Whale of a Day, the bikers were still going by, joggers were still, and they handled that situation very well. It could have been a lot worse. And then later in the day, I want to thank Gary Douglas and the Public Works. After all the vendors left on a Saturday, the Public Works crew came down, and once again, they ran the street sweeper, they pick up the trash, and about 18,000 people went through Whale of a Day, and by 6 o'clock, you couldn't even tell there was an event. The place was clean as a whistle. And those guys, when you think about it, that was Saturday of their July 4th weekend, and for, I think, a couple hours of overtime that they came in. They did a phenomenal job. They got everybody else, and I mean, they couldn't even partake in any kind of barbecues or any good times, not until after their work was done, and they did a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
The fireworks was a huge success. Also, our first concert was a very good, huge success. And it was a very nice night, a very cool evening. And I think the word got out, and I think the word will get out for our next concert. Which I know you have the information, Mayor. But yes, I also thank the Public Works, the Police Department, Rescue Squad, everybody was involved with fireworks. And the Whale of the Day was two great events. Brought a lot of people together in our community, brought a lot of business to our community, and thank you to all who were involved. And I would also like to send a special note to Judy. Judy's keeping a good, clean area along the beachfront there. I'm out there a lot, and she's doing an excellent job down there, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah, I saw, Judy, I guess it was July 5th, that the fireworks were phenomenal. Everybody agrees with that. We've accepted the accolade of the best fireworks in South Jersey, and we do that with all due humility. We went down, the Rotary had reached out, and we did a beach cleanup on July 5th, and you could have had like one of them small Wawa bags. After we scoured the area where the fireworks were in the heat for like X amount of time, we couldn't find any trash. We were going to go home and get some just so we could get a photo op with the trash. But it didn't work. I want to thank the Rotary for that. But it is amazing, and it's been in the papers how clean this town has become in a lot of ways. I think it's increased code enforcement, without a doubt. I think the message is out there. But I came in and got the family car a couple days, like July 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and rode throughout the town just to look. And you could go from one end of Bay Shore to the other and not see as much as a coffee cup out there. It was just incredible how clean the place was. And that expanded down. And I think people are doing that themselves too. Because people were coming off from the fireworks and carrying their bags up to the top of the beach. And that's great to see too. I was with Glenn. We went over and we saw the B Street Band last Wednesday. They were fantastic. Now we have the Soul Cruisers coming. And that's right next to the ferry. You bring a blanket, you can bring some sodas, or you can buy stuff there at the ferry. They have all the vendors there. And it's Wednesday the 24th of July. And I understand this is a tremendous group called the Soul Cruisers. I have not personally seen them, but it's at 5:30. And you bring a blanket, you can bring your family and sit down out there and really spend a great evening. And best of all, it's free. And it's a partnership between our rec department and the DRBA, who we seem to have a growing relationship with the DRBA, and it's fantastic to see it. Okay, so those are those two events. Now we have a special announcement. Lower Township is on Facebook. What's Facebook? What are you laughing at? Visit the Township's Facebook page for municipal information, photos of your friends and neighbors, and news of upcoming events. Search Lower Township on Facebook and hit the like button when you arrive there. A photo gallery of Lower Township events is also available on the Township's web page, which is www.townshipoflower.org. And that's, I think Jack Victor's working on the Facebook page. He's been doing a great job. August 6th is National Night Out at Lower Cape May Regional High School, 7 to 9. That always draws a huge crowd. That's really a great event over there. That's on August 6th, and that's from 7 to 9 at the Cape May Regional High School. And then you have one that we really want to get this word out, which is August 15th, the 15-minute child break parent presentation, 6 p.m. here at Municipal Hall. It's open to residents and visitors alike. So if people are down and they want to come over, spend an hour learning how to talk to your kids about drugs and alcohol. Is there a week that goes by that we don't read about something on the front page of the Herald in reference to what we've had a lot of conversation? We haven't let this ball drop. We're just in the middle of the summer here. It's a little difficult to do a lot of the things, and we still have a plan in September to do a township-wide substance information symposium here. So that will come probably in late September. But this 15-minute child break, some of the information that's on there, it says, it's a 1-hour interactive multimedia presentation based on current research that will inform, encourage, and empower parents, educators, and caregivers to effectively communicate with children about the dangers of drugs and alcohol. We say it like all the time up here, but the parents are our first line of defense. And they have to be armed and be prepared to be able to dialogue with their kids about this epidemic. The presentation is a good solid hour, and the presentation is for adults only. Okay, the children are not to come to this. All right, so that's that. Then we have the community blood drive here at Lower Township, and that's 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on August 20th. 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. August 20th. And please contact the clerk's office if you or someone you know wishes to donate blood to help those in need. Okay. And the tax office certification, all property tax bills have been mailed down. All right, with that being said, I'll open it up to call to the public now. If anybody has, yes, sir.
Fred Long, Cold Spring. I forgot one thing when I was up here before.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to ask the council, it's my understanding, I could be wrong, but I believe that the City Council of Cape May meets tomorrow night. And I would suggest that we get a copy of the resolution that you passed in their hands before that meeting.
We will see that that does occur. We'll work on that tomorrow. Thank you. Is there anybody else that wishes to address council? Yes, sir.
Again, Wayne Weissman, Beechwood Ave, Phyllis. On a lighter note, yes, the Soul Cruisers is a great band. I've seen them a few times.
Okay.
So you can't beat it. Free. If you like Motown, the oldies, you'll love them.
We're in.
Yeah. And I took my sister-in-law and brother-in-law for the first time down to our beach instead of going to Wildwood or something. They loved it there. And can I mention the restaurant's name? Am I allowed to do that here?
What restaurant?
I'm not backing somebody. Parkman Henry's.
Okay.
We sat there at the beach. We went over there, had got something to eat and all. They thought they were in Key West, Florida. Yeah, see, you don't have to travel that far. You have it right here.
You're not wearing a sign.
Beautiful sunset, you know, and all that. Great.
Yeah, it's a perfect spot.
Yeah, they loved it.
It's very nice.
So we'll be back again.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Another customer.
Frank Sirocco, the Villas. I'd like to thank all of you for support on this resolution and what have you. But I'm just wondering one thing. Is there any way that we can get the word out to the township people so that they know exactly what's going on? I know it's been in the paper, but is there any way that we can get the word out as to what's going on and how these people are trying to treat us?
Well, we're doing the best we can. I think that, you know, some of the media that we're using, we've gotten a lot of the message out. It certainly, and I want to thank the papers for their articles over the last week or so. It's been very fair in my mind, addressing both sides of the issue. But
I know.
We're doing the best we can for, I don't know what to say. Like I said,
Well, I don't know either, other than.
it's on TV at night at 9 o'clock.
Victor?
9 o'clock is on Channel 9. It has been on a
There's a lot
couple
of-
nights. There was a problem
just-
the week before.
There's a lot of people who just seem to
Well,
duck into a shell and don't want to.
We appreciate your request there, but I think we also have to go back to the solicitor
I
and
understand,
basically
I
try
understand
to.
that, I understand
yeah,
that.
get ready for possible.
You wouldn't have a problem with any of us going out and getting it out, but we were going by the solicitor's recommendation. Right?
Okay,
Okay, thanks.
thank you.
Thanks.
Anybody else wish to address council? Yes, sir.
George Doherty, Seashore Road. Would there be any advantage if we had a referendum for Lower Township people to vote on this referendum? Would it help us in any way to fight this
No, but
off?
first of all, the council can't even do that. That's a school board. They have a level of government. We can't raise taxes for the schools. I mean,
No, I understand. I just wonder
We can't
if
do
there's
anything
anything,
school.
a referendum that we could vote on that would help us
it,
fight this, without,
thank
make it
you.
a little bit harder for them to go against us,
Go ahead.
Mr. Doherty, there's a specific procedure in the statute. There's a specific procedure in the statute that you have to follow to oppose this thing. And that's what we have to do. There's no other way to do it.
This wouldn't help at all. That's what I mean. Would this
You
be
can only
help
do it
any
according to
system?
the procedure that's set forth in the
So it
statute.
wouldn't help. I'm just saying if it could.
You can't, you outright can't do it.
Yeah, it won't work. It won't do anything.
Right.
Just a thought.
Thank you.
When it comes time to do something, we intend to act.
Okay.
Anybody else? Close the public portion.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.